everyone. Today at IC Tales, we have a very strong willed and strong minded young entrepreneur, Dhruv Dewan. He is the co founder of Thrive Now. Thrive Now, which is getting ready to redefine the future of food tech in India. First of all, thank you so much for accepting our request. We are very glad to have you here.
The pandemic has changed the courses of many lives and many businesses for sure. So how has it impacted you personally and also the professional ways? As you told, you are just coping with it, you are working from home, so any changes personally happening?
Yeah, actually, quite a few. I think professionally first, we launched a new company. That's how much it impacted us. I think our earlier product was providing a marketing solution for offline retailers.
Okay.
It's called hashtag loyalty. So our revenues were down to zero. I think in the months of March, April, May, once the lockdown sort of hit, right, last year. And that's when we felt we need to go back to the drawing board and launch a new solution. So we launched a campaign called Save Local, where we were selling gift cards for our merchants to generate revenue for them. We raised about 25 lakh rupees in about a month. That really helped our clients, our partners with some cash flow. And beyond that, we realized that, times are changing
Yes.
for good or bad. So we need a new company, a new face, a new product. So that's when we launched Thrive early June. Um, and it's in line with digital adoption across industries. So the product is sort of piggybacking on that theme. And since then, of course, we've expanded and added a lot of services, features, etc. But that's more of our professional journey. But yeah, I think early on we were highly impacted. I think those first 6 months, like all professionals, I think we had to dig deep and figure out how can we continue to scale and grow rather than just sustain or die, right? That was something that we didn't want to do. So that's that. I think personally, I'm privileged to not have lost anyone close to me. So I think that way, I'm happy about it, and I think I've coped with it quite well. Spend, in fact, a lot of time at home with family, etc. So I think that's been a plus, and fairly accustomed now to this lifestyle.
Yes.
So all good there as well.
Yeah, and as you said, that Thrive Now was launched in August 2020 and in the middle of a global pandemic. So, how was the experience of transforming your idea into a reality? Like, how challenging it was?
Yeah, it was very challenging. I mean, there's no denying that. I think we're lucky to have a strong set of team members. So I think that's probably the only thing. So I have two other co-founders, and we have a good set of core people within our team in terms of management, leadership. We're lucky to have been backed by investors who believe in us, irrespective of the product. And I think a culmination of everyone's effort is what helped us kickstart. um, every quarter or every year we realize that there is still a bigger challenge ahead. And pandemic or no pandemic, I think uh, 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 beyond the point to scale an organization is difficult. So
Yes.
we're at that juncture right now where we're probably two times of what we were pre-COVID. But if we aim to be 10 to 15x, next 18 months is critical for us. So I think the challenges don't stop. So I think the pandemic has been an accelerator, not a burden. That's how I see it,
Yeah.
because it pushed us, it's pushed our team, it's pushed our brands towards adoption, towards taking risks that may have never happened. So it's just one way of seeing it as how it's had a positive impact.
Yeah. So you're seeing the positive sides of the pandemic and how it
Yeah.
benefited you.
Yeah.
And there's a never-ending competition around food service and delivery and food industry. So how does Thrive Now aim to set apart from other companies with the same goal?
Yeah. So I mean that's one way to see it, that there is competition. Usually there's competition, or there is a lot of competition when the market is really big, right?
Yeah.
So the way we see it is, uh, even at this point today, only about 10 to 15% of the market that we cater to has adopted the product, whether with us or with our competition. So as a country, we're still very nascent in terms of adopting digital, and I'm talking about unorganized in tier 2, tier 3, tier 4, tier 5 cities. There's a very big market to cater to, and as a whole, the market is only growing as a country, right? So from that perspective, um, I feel personally it's better to build for a very large market. It gives you the opportunity to create a very big platform, and that's something that we want to do. I'm not worried about competition at this point. I think we either have competition that is too large or too small. We're somewhere in the middle right
Yes.
now. Competition is, we're all educating the market right now. According to me, there's enough room for everybody. And I feel if our product improves, our services improve, our support improves, everything, right? I mean, we will gain a higher portion of that market share. So I think probably 5 years down the line, when there is some sort of saturation, then maybe someone has to evaluate competition before starting, but very early right now.
Yeah.
We're still defining the market, right? Lots is happening, so it's a really good time right now. According to me, it wouldn't have happened if it weren't for COVID, in terms of adoption, but it's still early to kind of worry about competition at the moment.
Yeah, and as you said that people are like now coming up a lot, we can also see that we can see an ongoing culture of startups. So do you think it is better than a 9 to 5 job, or you think it's more challenging to start something of your own and then build it accordingly towards achieving some success?
I think people should do what they want. I think it's a very personal decision. I think there's nothing better. This is not better than that. I think to each its own. I think everyone has priorities. Everyone understands how aggressive they want to be with their work, with their lifestyle, what kind of work-life balance they want. I think those who force that decision upon themselves will not be happy, whether they are entrepreneurs or working somewhere. So I don't think there's an either or. I think for me personally, my leadership style is to be aggressive. So I can only do that if I am at the helm of things, because otherwise, if I'm answerable to someone, it gets complicated. That said and done, I am answerable to my co-founders. I'm answerable to my board, um, uh, uh, and any entrepreneur answerable to their customers. Right at the end of the day, that responsibility or ownership is there, irrespective where you are. So,
Yeah. And
that's.
yeah, go on.
No. So I said there's no either or. I mean,
Yeah.
in terms of the group.
So as an entrepreneur, you said you are very aggressive. You have the attitude of taking something you started to where you dreamt of, or where you want it to be achieved. So as an entrepreneur, uh, you are inspiring many to take up risks and live their dreams. And any advice you would like to give someone who wishes to venture into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, I mean, ideas don't uh, take a risk if you cannot. Uh, the idea is uh, starting something is at scale. It can be capital intensive, can be financially, can be a financial burden. So I would say only take that risk if you have an alternate source of income, or you are able to manage both things side by side. But I don't think I'm not a big fan of everyone becoming an entrepreneur. I think there is always a right time,
Yes.
right age, right product. You realize that when you know that you're creating an impact. My only advice, I mean, I'm also part of several. I've gone through an accelerator and incubator from 2015 to 2016, and we also talk to those founders that are coming in right now, right? I mean, um, eventually, I feel that you should try and solve uh, big problems, because if you are going to sort of build a company at scale, right? If you want to manage $100 million company or $1 billion company, you have to take on problems that are very big. You can solve them in different ways, but solve very big problems. But then again, someone would have told me 5 years back or 7 years back, I would have told them, but I only have resources to solve a small problem at the moment. So I think there's enough material, people, resources out there that can help you solve a big problem, and that's the market that we're in. So I think to think through this and not just take the plunge. Best advice I can give them is, uh, uh, even when you're thinking about this, uh, put a price to what you're doing and start selling your product uh, as if it were there. It can just be an Instagram page or a website or anything, and you will get the likelihood of people wanting to pay or I don't know, adopting your product. So I think sales is the biggest sort of validation.
Yes.
So so to do that very early before sort of going all in.
Yes, absolutely. So, what do you enjoy the most about running a brand or company of your own? What is your favorite thing about that?
Um, Very difficult question, to be honest. Um, I don't know. I think I don't have any boring days. Sometimes I crave a relaxed day when I don't have to make any decisions. That doesn't happen. Um, but I like that. That's the thrill that I enjoy. Um, uh, Although I am trying very hard uh, to ask the same question to my team when they ask me a particular question, so I can get their opinion and let them make that mistake, even if it's a wrong decision. But as of now, in one line, probably the 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 thrill around the growth that we have. I think that's what keeps me going,
Yeah,
uh, day in day out. Yeah.
yes. And obviously there would have been a journey which will be full of ups and downs behind all the success which you have now over which you have achieved and which you are going to achieve further in life. So could you tell us something about your journey, about your experiences, how you started uh, just deciding everything?
Yeah, sure. Every day there is a setback. I mean, there is, it's not all rosy. I think we call them our hits and misses that we internally do at a team level, at a company level, at an individual level.
Yes.
So every day there is something. So I think that's just life. Um, I would say I think journey's been exciting. I think uh, I started in 2015 with my first venture, um, and like most entrepreneurs, I was solving the wrong problem for the wrong market in a wrong way. I think we still got backed by an accelerator, an incubator. We got clients, we had paying clients. On paper, everything looked good, but more time we spent, we came to realize that our dreams are far bigger than this.
Yeah.
So at that point, we made our first set of changes in our journey to see how can we sort of maybe solve the same problem, but for a bigger market. And that's the sort of changes. So I think next couple of years, 2016 to 18, were interesting. It was a lot of learning, and we were trying to get scale ready. How do we become a global platform? And that's what we were edging towards. I think 2019 also, as part of my journey, I stumbled upon an accelerator called Upekha. It's a SaaS accelerator. Spent a lot of time with the founders there, with different cohorts. Came to realize a lot of other mistakes that we've been making in terms of our thinking. That I felt in my personal mindset was a sort of turning point. This is the end of 2019. I think we were rejuvenated to kind of go back again to the market now with a new offering.
Yes.
And then the pandemic hit, right? And I think at that point, there was so many learnings we had, so many failures that we had, that it felt like the right time to launch a new company and have a fresh start. And take all the learnings that we've had, right? And very small things as well in terms of the product, payments, sales. And I think that only comes with experience.
Yeah.
So I think that's when we launched our new product, and we are on our way right now. I feel there are a lot of challenges, but I feel we're finding our feet slowly, much better than where we were probably in the last decade. So I think that's been most of the journey. Prior to that, I was working. I think I did about 3 years at EY at Ernst & Young in consulting, and experience was great. But I think I came to realize what I don't want, I think, rather than what I want. But that experience was great. I mean, I was working with great people, great clients, but I wasn't progressing at a rate which was fast enough for me. So I think that was the challenge. Yeah.
And looking back at how you started your and progressed with your work, if given a chance, is there anything you would like to do differently?
Yeah, from 2015, I would probably erase 2015 to 2020 of my life, because I think if I made 10 decisions, probably 8 were wrong. So I would have probably been running a much larger venture by now.
Yes.
If I hadn't made those mistakes. So there's a ton of things I would love to erase and go back and change.
Yeah, but obviously then you learn from your experiences. Maybe that really helped you and will help you further also.
Yeah, no, exactly. Given a choice, I would change it. I would want to keep the knowledge, but buy that time back. But
yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We learn mostly from our own experiences. It's the mistakes only we just learn from that is the most we learn from our mistakes only. So what is your idea of success? What has been the most significant milestone in your journey so far?
Oof. We're not at that milestone yet. I think the milestone changes. When you achieve a milestone, I feel at this moment, we come to realize how we can think of a bigger milestone. So I don't think we've reached that milestone yet. I'm hoping, I think we'll hit a really good milestone in April next year, something that we are working very hard towards over the next 5.5 months. And then we'll have a new milestone. But as of now, I think what makes me happy in terms of success is the feedback that we get through our customers, our clients. Every now and then I've received food at home with notes on how we've impacted their lives, or social posts of recognition in terms of how we've impacted revenue, saved jobs. I think those are that is what impacts me and keeps me going the most. So so I think that's something that I always look forward to, and I try and do the same, right? The more content or appreciation I can get out for people, partners, vendors, anybody, right, that we work with that has impacted us in a positive way, we try to always sort of share that appreciation with them. So, but yeah, no, I think we're still very early. I'm going to be optimistic how
Yes.
first milestone will come up soon. Yeah.
And like whenever we work so hard at what we do and we try to achieve what we want to, there's always a backbone that supports us. So who do you think professionally or personally has been your backbone of support, your constant support throughout?
That's an interesting question. I think it comes to I think family. I think that's what keeps all of us going at the end of the day. I think um, uh, I don't. I try to keep my professional and personal life extremely separate. So the idea is, I think while they may know if I'm going through something, we don't discuss it per se in terms of what's going on. I'm running the venture professionally with two other co-founders, right? So we have a really good relationship. I'm getting married in a month's time. So I think
Congrats on that.
thank you. So I think my girlfriend has been super cooperative. I think she deserves a pat on the back for that kind of business I'm in. I'm highly active 24 hours a day, on weekends, when we take trips, when we travel, irrespective of the time zone we're in. So I think, but yeah, I think uh, uh, these are probably the two to three people, right? I think that keep me going at the end of it.
And lastly, would you like to tell us something about your plans ahead? Both, like you told us about your personal plans, which is a big step moving ahead, and about your professional, like any plans that is coming in the near future.
Yeah, we have we're just a really good time right now. I think um, in terms of scale, we're moving in the right direction. We'll be announcing a partnership as soon as next week. This is very strategic. I think that will enable us to grow really quick, really fast. So very excited towards that. I think we've been working towards it very hard over the last 2 months. So that is what will enable us to get to that next milestone in April. So I think that upcoming partnership we'll be sharing very shortly. We're still contractually obligated to not disclose, and I think that's something that will be very interesting. I think once that partnership is closed, our capacity to take on the larger players, right, larger to us at the moment, the gap is significantly going to reduce. So it's going to get interesting. And I think probably, like I said, April onwards, we're hoping to have a few things. It's like a jigsaw puzzle right now, but by then we're hoping it falls together, where we start becoming a very serious contender for food delivery in India at scale, at a pan-India level. So working back from that at the moment.
Okay. Thank you so much for this wonderful time of yours.